So let's just take a look at the old map. We've got Acadia here. I'm just gonna call it Arcadia. I've been calling it that. So we gotta go down to the Southwest Harbor again, and then we gotta go to Martin's Holotape, which is over here. So I think I'll just do a sweeping motion down and back up again.
Maybe someday more places in the world will accept us.
Oh, gotta eat. Always gotta eat. Alright, the Deathclaw steak. And I gotta drink too. Jeez, man. Don't know why I have that equipped. Go back to the laser for now. From here I can kind of see where I gotta go. What I'm looking for is the Vim factory, which there it is way out there. So the boat is about there. Shouldn't take me more than a few minutes to go there, get what I need to get. It's nice and bright out, it's cheery-ish. So we should be able to get there, get what we need to get, and go get the holotape. So Dima is kind of a morally gray character. I mean, he's I would say he's just as gray as his skin is, because he's trying to bring balance in his own way. At first he was doing it just for his own town by killing Captain Avery. And then it's sort of blossoming into, hey, this could work for us. And I won't say his plan is completely stupid or evil, because finding balance any other way would be probably hard. I mean, finding a balance is tricky when it comes to these two factions. I mean, the Children of Adam, they're crazy within their own means, so it's hard to think that both sides could reach an agreeable truce. And Far Harbor, they're sort of xenophobic, really. They tolerate Acadia because Acadia gave them the fog condensers, otherwise they'd probably go to war with them. And there's that trunk. This was the trunk I couldn't unlock. Now I can unlock it with Victoria's key, 2mm bottles. Search the lab terminal. Pretty much they have me search Faraday's terminal. We'll get there eventually. Let's go get Martin's recordings. Gotta find the best route across this. But Dima's doing the best with what he has. You know, there's no excuse for what he's doing, but at the same time, there's very little reason for him not to do what he's doing. Okay, I want to make sure I have full feel for this. So, like I said, Dima's morally gray. I mean, anywhere else, he would probably be very wrong for what he's doing. I mean, the Institute does this, and the Railroad does this, and I don't care for either one of those organizations per se. The Railroad wipes minds. They do it to protect the synths that they quote-unquote liberate. I don't know for sure if they're liberating them by choice, though. And the Institute does it to get back their assets. Now, the Institute are a lot more sinister because they kill people and replace them, and that's evil. I mean, in the world that they live in, maybe you could argue that there's good reason for it, but there's no excuse for murder when it comes to something like that. So their actions are inexcusable, and since they continue to do so, they've never really learned a lesson from it. And with the Railroad, The railroad is mentally killing people by erasing their minds and replacing them. Dima falls. Dima has become exactly what he hates. He became the Institute because he wants to influence both sides. So, in a way, it's a dark. What you're doing is evil, but for a greater good, I guess. It's not. It's very gray because both sides probably would not find peace any other way. Come on, Yogi, let's go. Where the hell is this place? I've only done this once, so I don't remember the exact location and the best route to get to it. I think it's in a pipe, though, last I remember. Who is that? Oh, it's a ghoul. Yeah, it's gotta be in this pipe. Oh, it's a pump control. Sister Gwyneth came to me last night, said she'd spent another night thinking as we discussed, but that she cannot unsee what she believes to be the truth, that Adam cannot be real. We walked for the better part of 2 hours discussing back and forth. I remind her of the gifts of the island, of Adam's blessing, and the messengers seen by her brothers and sisters, of the family that Adam has granted her. That seems to calm her finally, and she returned to bed. But now dawn comes, and her questions still linger, raise doubts that I have ignored for some time now, and I'm left with my own question. Is perhaps Gwyneth wiser than she knows? A new path. Adam above, I've lost them. Tectus screams for blood, and the children cheer. I beg for civility, and they whisper traitor behind my back, and I'm left to wonder what I might have done to deserve you taking them away from me. But in the back of my mind, I know waning faith is an untended fire. Fail to care for it, and it cannot be rekindled. Thus here I sit, thinking on embers, trying to summon the courage to do what I know I have put off for too long. So I shall step out that door, and when I do, my life begins anew. But for the first time, O Radiant One, its path is out of your hands. Where Confessor Martin is, I'm kind of curious about it because he doesn't actually pop up physically anywhere in the DLC. At least I've never found him. Hopefully that didn't cut out.
I hope we haven't disappointed you too greatly. I'd hate to hang with our landlord.
survive. But am I mistaken? Does your god not require you die in a nuclear blast? Is that not why you've taken up in the nucleus?
It's not a transaction, Dima. Adam requires nothing of us. He has granted us a chance to become something greater. To divide our weak mortal frames and bring life to millions of new worlds. We are simply accepting the opportunity his glow presents, whatever form it may take.
So if you found the launch key, you wouldn't use it.
That I don't know.
Are you afraid?
I'd be mad to say I wasn't, but we've made a home for ourselves here. Friends, a family.
A place you belong.
Exactly. The nucleus. It is a blessing of the truest order. It would be hard to leave such a gift, even if it is for another. But regardless, the key is lost. So until Adam sees fit to return it, I dare say you're stuck with us.
I believe I'll survive.
So Dima had already had the key. He already knew where it was. He was just testing the waters to see what would happen if he were to give it to them. And he would assume that they probably would use it for their own ruination. So the other one was expectations, execution, something like that.
Thank you for coming so quickly.
I heard about the execution. I can't believe they killed your missionary, Martin. I'm sorry.
Brother Andrews, a good soul. The fault is mine. If I'd realized things had become so tense in Bar Harbor, I would have never let him leave. They blame us for the fog overrunning the town, Dima. And now, the children, it's Tectus. He won't listen. He wants to prepare for war.
Do you believe the others will follow him?
Time was. I would have loved in such a notion, but now... Andrews was beloved by many. It's brought out the worst in them. Fury, hate. It was tolerable when it was just Tectus. Dima, something must be done.
Exile?
Exodus. I think it's time you and I convince the citizens of Far Harbor to leave.
You can't be serious.
You know as well as I, they're not meant for this place. The fog grows thicker every year. How long before the condensers are finally overwhelmed? It's not banishment, Dima. It's mercy.
I'm sorry, Martin, but no. They have as much right to be here as you do.
Right. This place is trying to kill them. And now my people are at my throat because of the mess you created by allowing them to stay. And if you can't recognize that, then I suppose there's no reason for you to be here. I think you should go.
Martin, please. This can be solved in other ways.
Get out.
Very well. We'll talk again. When you come to your senses.
So Dima was trying to convince Confessor Martin to work with Far Harbor. Martin didn't want to hear it, and so it was probably at this point that he killed the original Avery, if there was an Avery, and turned her into, well, not really turned her into, but replaced her with a synth. when exactly he killed Avery is a bit of a mystery, but he probably did it just to maintain balance between Far Harbor and the Children of Adam. Okay, so I actually have two options here. Let me see. Oh right, I have to search the lab terminal, which is downstairs. So Martin didn't want to hear it. Martin believed that this was paradise earned for them. Whether it was or wasn't remains to be seen.